Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode, another podcast with Shamir. I hope you guys are all doing well. Shamir, how's it going?
All good, bro. All good. You know.
What's the trim saying?
Yo, so this trim's probably like a week old now, mate. Maybe more than a week. My hair grows rapid, and I think I'm due a little fresh trim. Maybe on the weekend. We'll see.
Already?
See. Yeah, man. My hair grows.
Some people
rapid.
haven't even had their first trim.
Oh, trust me. How about yours?
Yeah. Looking for it. It's just like, for me, it was just the sides.
Yeah.
Like the top was kind of long, but it was manageable. But it was the sides that were going crazy. And man, it felt good, man, sitting in that barber's chair, and just like it was good, man, to chat to my barber as well. And he actually said when I went to, he did a couple of jobs during lockdown at people's houses.
Yeah.
And he charged one guy 100 quid.
What?
And the guy was like, bro, if you told me 250, I would have paid 250. I'm like, that's
serious?
Mad.
Yo, this guy was in need of a trim, man.
I know, man. How can he be that desperate? But talking about people paying over the odds and stuff like that, the kind of theme and kind of stuff of today's episode and today's podcast is going to be about money, the dollar, the moolah. I was trying to remember the name of that song, the one with Wyclef Jean and Akon. Can't remember the song, but I'll insert a little clip from that song because it's such a banger. It talks about money ruling the world, and it's just so true. Money is the thing that like keeps like millions of people up at night.
Yep.
But it's also the thing that people kind of waste and use and like misuse on a daily basis, both 100%. Rich people and poor people.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we were talking about money is around kind of the link between the close link now that exists between money and earning money and kind of content creation.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I guess I wanted to ask you, Shamir, because something I've been thinking about this week. Like when you have those bad days of work and you think, you know what, I just want to make videos for the rest of my life.
I want to quit my job and make videos.
Yeah, like I guess the question is, and I've been thinking, is like, what would be like some of those milestones that you would need to hit where you would feel kind of confident to quit your like normal job and then pursue like content creation like full time as your like actual career?
I think, well, definitely first I need to move out. Get my own place,
space.
I could focus on the content creation with no like distractions or you have to do this or that. I think that's important. So like definitely having a house. Well, not even a house, like an apartment, whatever, and maybe like actually thinking about it, like having like a satisfying career path that I can leave from, if that makes sense. To be like,
what do you mean by that?
To be like, okay, like there's certain jobs that I want to do, for example, like product management or stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So I think fulfilling those goals as well is also important, just for like the fulfillment of achieving that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think those are like the few milestones that I wanna.
But what about from like a monetary perspective, right? So let's say you're doing a job that maybe isn't that kind of dream career that you want, right?
Yeah.
Which like most people are, right? There are only the minority people are fortunate enough to be doing the things that they love and enjoy as a career.
Right.
What would be, how much money, basically, I'm just kind of cut to the chase, how much money would you need to quit your job and do YouTube or Twitch or whatever? Content creation full time. Well, how much would you want to earn a month?
Bro, probably like 50 racks.
50 racks a month?
No. A year.
Okay. Well, I say that's a bit more sensible. I was like, what kind of a content creator do you think you're going to become in 2 minutes?
Hey guys, this video is sponsored you by ZeekGeek.
This is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Oh my god. If I see one Raid Shadow Legends advert again, or like, what is it? What's the other one that's really common?
2 months of Skillshare.
Skillshare, that's the one. Skillshare. You can tell there's like the certain brands that just bang influencer advertising. where you see them across like multiple
Platforms and stuff, right?
yeah, multiple like creators and stuff like that. But yeah, I think for me it's actually quite similar to you. So I think like 50k a year would be about like 4.5. Yeah, about 4.5k. A month, and for me it would be about 4k. I think if you can earn 4k a month. See, what I don't know now is like, what type of numbers do I need to be doing in terms of views and subscribers to get that much?
You know what? It's about the brand deals as well, though, isn't it? Like being brand safe and making sure you have like a consistent audience that also follows up with the conversions of that.
Yeah.
So
because that's how the brands reach out to you, right? If they can see that you're sponsoring you actually leads to conversion of sales. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise it's kind of just a wasted investment. But yeah, I think like I would say to be earning 4k a month, I would guess, and if anyone's watching this who's a YouTube buff, maybe correct me if I'm wrong here, but I would say you probably need like, I don't know, 100k subs.
Okay.
I would think, or more.
I don't know. Yeah, it is definitely about the brands. I think that's where they get like the most money from. Because also it would all depend on your CPM as well, right?
Yeah, true. But if you're doing like fairly safe content, your CPM shouldn't be too bad.
Too bad, yeah.
But that's mad, man. You just think like 100k subs, even that feels like mad to say.
Yeah, man.
But then you look at some YouTubers, right, who like, you know, they fluctuate by 100k subs like on a daily basis. It's madness. the numbers are crazy. It's it's different levels, man. But like, can you imagine, like, I know maybe this will never happen, but can you imagine like looking back at this episode, like at some point in the future, if we do ever get that many subs, either me and you together or separately or whatever, and looking back, like kind of what we were like, thinking how far distant that is. If we ever to reach it, man, it would be so sick.
Okay, wait, let's do this. When do you think you will get, what is it? Maybe like, what's the plaque? 100k? So when
I think you get a plaque at 100k, right? I think it's a silver one, right?
Yeah. So when do you think you'll get that 100k plaque?
I would say if I put out content consistently and I kind of vary and stuff, like I don't just continue doing the same stuff I do. I'm looking at the bottom of my screen because I'm trying to look at the calendar. Okay. But I would say, I don't know whether this is optimistic or pessimistic, I don't know, but I would say 2030.
10 years.
Yeah. I think it's tough now to blow up. And that's not even really blowing up.
Yeah, true. 100k is obviously a lot, but
yeah,
there's people with like hella loads. Really, 10 years?
I think so. I think it's, unless, I think if you hit a niche.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was literally about to say that.
Or if you get, you know, it can like really be like.
It could be whenever, man.
Oh, it could just be like, you know, one video gets some traction, and then it kind of just rockets from there. Like I take so you I don't know, maybe you know him or not, but the guy's name is Con, and he does all the videoing of the Sidemen shoots.
Okay, yeah.
And he's been in loads of their videos before, and he's kind of just in and around that circle.
Yeah. And
he has his own YouTube channel, right? And he had something like 325k subs, right?
Okay.
And on one of JJ's Reddit videos, someone like shouted out, like, you know, where would the Sidemen be without Con?
Yeah.
And then he kind of did a whole thing about like how important Con had been to like the growth of the Sidemen, like in terms of the Sidemen Sundays and stuff like that. And he was like, yo, go, you guys know what to do. Go hit up Con, to go subscribe to him. Bro, he jumped from like 325 to like almost 700k in like 2 weeks. It was madness. I want to see what he's on now, because he is on madness. Let's try and find, what's he on now? So now he's on 632k subs.
What? That's crazy, mad. Isn't it?
And the thing is, that's all it takes. All it takes is like out. Is one shout out, or like just one one video, you know, maybe like going
Yeah.
viral on Lad Bible, or
I can give a good example of that. So there's this guy called Eric. Like, he's called Eric, but his like social media is AIRRACK. And
Okay.
he was like, he went into like, he does those videos where you sneak into a place, right? And he did one where he was sneaking into Logan Paul's fight or something, or Jake Paul's fight. And he had
I know
interviewed
this
like,
video.
yeah, and he had interviewed Logan. I was like, oh, I want to be a part of the Maverick team, blah 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 blah. And like,
Yeah.
Logan was like, we'll see, type of thing. And then like, he was just blown up from there, like hanging around with them, making videos like with Logan's couch, like the $90,000 couch, like buying it and all of this stuff. And then he was in like Jake Paul's videos, getting invited into like the Team 10 house and all this. And yeah, man, that's all it takes. He puts a lot of effort and like passion into his work as well. You can definitely tell. And he's a person that doesn't let things go easy. He'll stick to it and he'll like get it done. And so yeah, it's just about your consistent commitment and like whether people like it or not, I guess, right?
But what do you think then, right? What did you think 10 years? Do you think 10 years was
10
too
years
pessimistic?
Yeah, 10 years for 100K. I think if you hit a niche, I think, man, you could probably do that in like 5 to 7 years.
But the thing is, I feel like it's like maybe the first 100K that's like the hardest to get.
Yeah, definitely.
And then beyond that is when you're getting the high number of views, you're getting the higher engagement and stuff like that, and that's kind of how your content spreads more, which means that it becomes kind of more popular and you kind of grow subs quicker.
Yeah.
It's just that initial grind to get things going is often kind of where people stop. Like you see millions of channels that have like 5 videos.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's like, oh, you could have kept going, bro. Like you can tell they kind of just, expected like immediate success and didn't get it, and so kind of tailed off.
Demotivated them or something, right?
Yeah, and I think it's the money stuff and the views and is one thing, but I think like the perseverance is like the most important thing.
And it's about like enjoying doing it as well, right? Like I enjoy editing. I enjoyed like capturing the content, like my B-roll in your house.
The snooker table one.
Jokes in it.
But yeah, like it's I think it would be like I would love one day to look back at this video and be like, 2020 Kieran thought that was an ambition, and now 20 whatever Kieran can look back and be like, yo, you know what? You actually you lived that ambition, right? You got to that place. That would be sick. I think that would be awesome. As I was saying, I don't think I've mentioned this, or maybe I have mentioned this on a previous episode, but one of the reasons why I make the videos, particularly some of the more in real life ones, is so that one day, be it myself or be it with my children or family or whatever, to be able to look back on those and like have that stuff documented, it is sick.
That's exactly the reason why I do it, man. Like, that's why even if I'm just going to your house or like meeting friends or going for a walk, I capture those moments and be like, oh, like on this day he had done this, and like maybe hopefully it will show like like the stepping stones into becoming successful type of thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's good to document your life anyway, because
100% is, because you can go through, like, everyone goes through a journey of some sorts, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Some people may have more ups and downs than others or whatever. Everyone goes through a journey.
Yeah.
And you can see that, like, as you just follow more videos, you can see how, just by watching, like, a person's, like, facial reactions,
mannerisms, everything,
exactly, like that is so like enthralling in itself, and that's like a story you're telling without sometimes even knowing it. And I think that's like super powerful. But yeah, I think for me, like, to come back to the point of like, when would you switch your job for content creation? So I think the money is one thing. When I can make, I would say, about $4,000 a month consistently. I think for me, when I if I ever got to a stage where, Like I needed to make videos to make that amount of money, but I wasn't able to fit it into my schedule.
Right.
I think I'd find that really frustrating.
Yeah, 100%.
And then I would kind of like, have to make a jump.
Yeah, the leap of faith, right?
Exactly. It is a leap of faith. And I think it was a leap of faith probably even more for like the OG creators. Because
100%.
like it was all this whole content creation stuff was a completely unknown platform. Could have just died a lonely death because people wanted to watch TV instead, right?
Yeah.
Whereas now, there are hundreds of people who make a living in this kind of space and world, and it is just a lot more realistic now than it was then.
Yeah, like.
But go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, they say if you have an audience, then there's no reason why you can't monetize that. So.
Yeah, that's right. And I think it's about. I always think it's about monetizing in like innovative ways as well. Like I think one way is just kind of the standard like brand deals and stuff like that, and those are great because I'm sure they pay out. I'm sure they pay out like
cash,
a good amount of money. But I think kind of being innovative about how you kind of weave in ads and how you think about monetizing your audience and your kind of content is what will make like really, really successful kind of content creators. But on that point of advertising, just one final point on this one. I watched a video with a Gary Vee video actually, where he was talking to and interviewing the D'Amelio family.
Yeah.
So Charlie and Dixie were there. And actually, on the note of Dixie, have you heard her song "Be Happy"? Is it "Be Happy"?
Yeah, "Be Happy." Yeah, I have, man.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit meh, innit? I have to say, it's not my favourite.
Nah, I think it was a good. Maybe it's her passion to like sing and stuff, and she obviously has the platform to do it, and also the opportunity to like get better with, she has like money behind her and stuff. So
yeah. But also, what's that part of the song that's super popular in TikTok that everyone takes the piss out of? Oh my god, how does it go? Oh man.
Well, you might have
I'm gonna have to insert it again.
I'm
gonna have to insert it again. But anyways, there's that clip from TikTok that's popular. Anyways, I'm digressing. But basically, there's a Gary Vee video where he was talking to the D'Amelio family about like this was when she was kind of like starting to pop off.
Okay.
And one of the things that he talked about to them was around, they were talking about like, should Charlie like monetize her content? How soon should she do it? What types of brands should she do it with and stuff? And one of the things Gary said, which was really interesting, was you don't want to start like the whole ad stuff too soon.
Yeah.
Because then that's kind of the tipping point at which your audience can either get on board with what you're doing or kind of just go, nah, bro, you're a sellout.
Yeah, you're a sellout. Yeah, that's it.
And you're just, you're gone for the money now. You don't really care about creating the content because you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You're doing it for the money. And I think that's a really interesting point. So I think, as you grow as a creator, it's like, what is also that point where you can, you have confidence in your audience that they're not going to just like abandon you if you do an ad for, I don't know, Skillshare.
Whatever, yeah. Well, I think making it apparent to the audience that it's kind of needed as well, because you probably need like a background of money to be able to do like the production of things, the equipment, like if you have editors or whatnot. So I think making them understand and seeing how you probably integrate that in your life as well. Yeah, it could like translate well, I believe. But I've seen
I think
I've seen adverts with Charlie and Dixie for Hollister jeans on TikTok.
Yeah, so. I saw she posted something just the other day, I think, right?
Yeah.
Bro, do you remember the days when Hollister was a thing?
Bro, the dark. Those
shops.
Were
a long. those were a long time ago. But just finally on that point of advertising, I think I think that the most important thing with advertising is to be clear and honest.
Yeah.
I think when you as a viewer are, you kind of like, they've sneaked that in for a reason.
Yeah.
Or they've, they're like a TikToker is doing a video or a dance they would normally do, but just with a bang energy drinking it. It's like, guys, you're not being super clear and honest with me here. You're just doing what you would normally do, which is why I watch you and follow you, but you just decided to hold up a Bang Energy can.
Yeah.
And that's where I think like you start losing maybe the trust of your audience a bit.
Possibly, because they probably just see you as like very money orientated rather than creative.
Exactly. Whereas like if it's something like, I don't know, something that maybe that you actually use and genuinely think like other people around the world would benefit from and use, and you're clear about that in your videos.
Yeah.
Like, so I think one of the best examples of advertising is the Linus Tech Tips channel.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if you watch them or not, but basically they are the most transparent like YouTube channel that I've come across about ads. 100%. So like you know there will always be after the intro a segue to an ad. And it will last about 10 to 15 seconds, and literally everything they advertise is so targeted to the audience of that channel.
Yeah.
From like VPN access for like techies to like manscaping things to like wallets. It's like it's so on brand.
Yeah.
And for me, like they don't hide behind it. They're not ashamed to have ads in their videos, and so other than they don't run YouTube ads in their videos.
Oh really?
No, the only ads they have are the ones they actually integrate themselves into the videos.
Okay.
And like they are super clear about their advertising. You know what to expect, and it's actually suitable for the type of people that watch their content. And that for me, like that's the advertiser's like dream. And I think that's where like channels like that really, really hit the sweet spot. And I think channels that do that will be ultimately the ones that succeed, not only just in terms of views, but also in terms of like the amount of both money and exposure they'll get to advertisers and things like that.
100%.
All right, cool. So, well, I guess now that we've put that landmark in the thing that we need to be earning 4K a month.
4K a month.
we'll move on. We'll move on and we'll segue to people that are earning way more than four grand a month.
Probably 4 grand a day, like.
Probably more than that, right?
Yeah.
More than that. Well, the person in particular we're talking about is Mr. Apple himself, Tim Cook. An article came out, I think released by Bloomberg. Yeah, I'm just looking at the article here that talks about his compensation for last year. So I'm just going to read out the numbers to you, Shamir, and I want you to like take these numbers in, right? Total compensation last year of $133 million.
What?
Which includes only a $3 million in actual pure salary.
Oh, what a shame.
7.7 million in bonuses, and then a further 122.2 million in stock awards, which forms the 133 million. But then he then got more than $884 million in perks.
Bro,
those numbers are mind-boggling.
Bro, almost $1 billion perks. You crazy? What do them perks consist of exactly?
Exactly. Like what is he buying? Like flipping SpaceX or something like that. Like, bro, it's so mad, isn't it?
What
like
what
the
type
the
of
levels.
life do you think he lives? What type of
Well, here's the interesting thing, right? A lot of the like richest people in the world and the people up there that have kind of the most wealth actually live like
very simple
relatively
lives,
modest lives.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really interesting kind of thing about it. You know, there's that picture where there's like, I think it's like Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg like shaking hands.
Yeah.
And it's like,
there's like no Gucci watch one, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like 50 bill in a picture, right? And no Gucci belts in sight. And I think it's it's so true. Like you look at Tim Cook, right? You don't look at him. If you were walking on the street, you wouldn't look at him and go, this guy's got
like
bags.
Cash. Yeah. Well, I think
you would.
What type of rich do you think you'll be? Kind of like that, because I have a feeling I'd be like that. Like I'll maybe cars, I would flex a little hard, just because I like cars.
But the thing is, if you're going to live that lifestyle, you live it in its entirety. You can't have a modest house and then drive a LaFerrari.
Yeah, true.
If you're going to commit to that lifestyle, you got to commit to that lifestyle.
Yo, but yo, maybe I've just maybe I focus on becoming like Apple CEO or something, man.
But you know, it's hard to like imagine what you would do with that types of money, because it's almost like it's almost so large, like your brain can't like fathom
Yeah.
how much money that would be. Like,
Bro, that's
you know, even if you think of like £1,000,000,
that's
like
a load still, bro.
that's so much money.
Yo, so we're talking about money, man. We need to ask this question. So, okay, let's take Tim Cook's well, would you say his whole thing or the salary?
So the salary was 133 million, but
okay, no, we'll go for the 3 mil salary. So you wake up, you check your bank tomorrow morning. Yeah, there's 3 mil in there. Yeah, just sent to you. I don't know, for just hypothetically, yeah.
Yeah.
There's 3 mil in there. Like everything was still the same. Like you woke up as normal as possible. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And there's 3 mil in your account. What's the first thing you would do? The very first thing.
I'd probably be in shock for a while, I think.
Yo, trust me, man.
I think the first thing that the money would go on would be to like pay off my flat.
Yeah.
And own it outright.
Okay. Do a little renting.
Oh yeah, just to get rid of the mortgage, right?
Yeah.
And that would make no dent in the 3 million. But I guess a question I'd want to know is it just a one-time thing, or is this going to happen every year? Because that would also determine how I spent the money. Because if I knew I was only having 3 mil once, and then after that I'd just be going to my normal salary, I couldn't buy like really expensive things
house and all this stuff.
Yeah, things that are like expensive to upkeep.
Yeah.
Because that would then be a big problem, because
we'll go for one time.
One time.
Oh,
you'd want to buy a lot of things that are just like, what would I? So yeah, the house 100, the flat 100%.
Yeah.
Because then a big chunk of your monthly expenditure is gone.
Yeah.
I think I'd pay my car off.
Okay.
I don't think I'd upgrade straight away.
Keep that A1, bro.
Yeah, keep the A1. And I think, honestly, I don't know what I would do with the rest. Like, I think
just keep it in the bank, maybe invest.
Yeah, I think I would like to probably speak to someone and figure out how best to invest it, because I think if you've got that type of money, you also want your money to be working for you.
Exactly.
And it's a common thing that gets talked about in terms of money management, right? It's like get your money to work for you so that you can earn whilst you're sleeping too.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a true point, right? Like, a lot of people have money sitting in their current accounts on a daily basis, and it's not earning money for them. Even if you put it in a standard savings account, even if savings rates are rubbish now, it's still earning you something for doing nothing.
Nothing, right? Yeah.
And so at least that as a minimum you would do. But yeah, I think other than that, I don't know what I would do with 3 mil. What would you do?
What would I do with 3 mil, man? I'd get my own place.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair.
I'd get my own place, and maybe not have to worry.
But how much of that
work.
3 mil? How much of that 3 mil would you spend on the place?
Oh, not like ridiculous. Something location wise, probably that's good. Maybe in the city. Oh, maybe abroad. Maybe I might.
What, you buy a house abroad?
Fly out to LA or something.
Yeah, but even there, right? Like LA is like similar to London. Like, what, for 3 mil, you're not getting a mansion.
No, definitely not. But that's what I'm saying. Somewhere modest where it's like good location. Because I doubt in LA people are spending like most of their time at their own place anyway. Like they're out and about, like whether it be the beach or with
true.
other people, right? So yeah, maybe like a modest place in LA, just to get things going, maybe, and then obviously won't have to worry about a job. Do full-time content creation.
Yeah.
Try and get the collabs on the go.
But it's mad, man. That 3 mil would go so quickly, though.
That would go quick, man.
And not even if you weren't spending like frivolously, it would still go fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 3 million seems like a lot, but you go to buy some big you go to buy some purchases like that, and all of a sudden it becomes not that much.
Exactly, man.
I wonder how much. Maybe this is a random question, but I wonder how much. Like, if you were on like the minimum wage, and you worked from like 16 to
whenever
65.
Okay, how much would you get?
Would you be a millionaire? I think you would.
Possibly.
If you had no expenditure.
Should we do a quick maths on this? So what's minimum wage?
Minimum wage.
Let's £4, £5. I think.
I'm going to put per year. Why is it giving it to me in per hour?
Yeah.
Well, we can work out
per hour. Then do like 40, maybe.
All right, let's work out. So, right. So if you're 21 to 24, let's say.
Okay.
It's.
Well, I thought you said. Yeah. Okay. It averages out, I guess.
Wait, I'm looking at.
Do the 25 plus one, right? In the UK.
Hold up, I'm trying to find 25 and over. April 2020 is £8.72.
That's sick.
So £8.72, right? I'm definitely going to have to use the calculator for this one. So let's go £8.72
times 40.
Times
a week.
That's a week, and then times by 52.
52 or 50? Oh, like annual salary type of thing.
Yeah, annual salary. Okay. So your annual salary is £18,137.
Yeah.
And that's a year. How many years between 16 and 65? 49, right?
Yeah.
So you then times that by 49.
So it'll take 55 years.
Yeah, if you only work for 49 years, it's only 888 grand. Jesus Christ.
55.13 years.
To become a millionaire at minimum wage. Jesus, that's mad.
That's mad. And like people get like £1 million in a day off of merch or something.
But that's the crazy thing, right? And that's why like CEO salaries have been in the news for so many years, because you've got people at the kind of bottom of not the bottom, but like more operational side of businesses who work long hours and get paid an absolute fraction of what these guys at the top make. And I understand why the guys at the top make a lot of money, because...
Yes, did you see that Ben Shapiro video?
No, I haven't seen it.
I think he was kind of just explaining that, like, about the risk that these C-suite people take, right? With the investment they put in and stuff. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, I think ultimately they're accountable for the whole company, right? They're accountable for the success of the company. They're accountable for the well-being of the employees. They're accountable for the shareholder return and shareholder value.
Exactly.
And ultimately, if they don't get it right, they got.
And also that sometimes they're the image of the company as well, right? Like.
Yeah, exactly.
When Elon Musk smoked weed on Joe Rogan's, his stock went down. Like.
Yeah. Well, exactly, right. You're a brand ambassador, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And so I think when you look at it from that lens, you can understand, or I can at least understand why they earn and kind of get the salaries that they do.
Right.
However, on the other hand, I can also understand if you are, I don't know, working in those companies where the CEOs are earning top dollar, right? And it's not a glamorous job you're doing, or maybe your job's at risk because of COVID or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then you see, the CEOs taking home this much
bags,
money.
Yeah.
It's a really hard pill to swallow.
It is, to be fair.
I can imagine. I can imagine it just seems really, really unfair.
Yeah.
And that's why, and I think it did get crazy, right? It got to a stage where CEOs were being paid stupid money.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of like regulation that's come in to kind of handle that, because private companies were just they were going crazy. But in terms of excess,
bro, let's get onto this topic.
let's get onto the last topic, slightly lighter topic of the episode today, and it's about celebrities. Often they got a lot of money, they got a lot of time on their hands, they're quite stylish and cool and stuff, and they have children, and they like to spoil their children with very, very expensive gifts.
Bruh.
And we're gonna go into like some of the craziest things that celebrities have bought their kids. But like, question goes to you, Shamir, right?
Aye.
If you got $3 million in your bank account,
okay,
let's go back to this scenario,
Aye.
and you had to, the only condition was you had to use it to buy things for your kids.
Okay.
What would you get them?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think. Wait, how old are they?
Let's say
10.
Yeah, let's say between like 7 and 12.
Because that's where you can't buy them like cars as such.
No.
Yeah, but those little remote control ones, yeah.
The little ones, the little mini cars.
Damn. Probably like I don't know, something that's really cool to them. So like, I don't know if it's a daughter, probably like, or whoever, to be fair, like horse riding, like a nice horse.
That's not the thing I expected you to say.
It's not the thing I expected to say either, to be fair, because there's so much, man. There's so much you can do with $3 million.
The problem is, if you ask the kids what they wanted, they would want the most basic thing. They would just want
spaceship.
Yeah, they'd be like, I want the latest, like, whatever, like Pokemon doll or like, I don't know, whatever. And it's kind of like, it's crazy how as a kid, like, just the simplest things could make you so happy. And then as you get older, it's like the bigger, more expensive, complex things are the things that you kind of want and make you happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
what about you, man? What about you?
What would I get them? I think like I would get. I'd use half.
Dependent on their interest, right?
Yeah, true. I think I'd kind of maybe split the money half, right? So I think half the money I would spend towards things that would be useful for them in the future.
Yeah, 100%.
And then the other half, or maybe less than half, the other kind of percentage, I would then use to like get them something now.
Yeah.
And to get them something now, I guess I would get them like, if they like gaming and stuff, I'd probably get them like a whole setup.
Oh PC, like kind
games
of
consoles,
fulfill their like desires to the max type of thing, right?
Yeah, like if one wants to, let's say I have a son, right? He wants to be a footballer.
Yeah.
I would spend all the money on like making sure I get a season ticket, taking them to every game, getting them like to boots, taking them to training like every other day and stuff like that. Because I think that's kind of like you're feeding their like the things that they want to do.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that would be really cool because then like if anything came of it, you would know that your investment was kind of worth it.
100%.
But yeah, it's hard to say, right? Because at the same time, you don't want to spoil them.
Yeah, man, and you got maybe like teach them that it comes from hard work. Well, I don't know if 3 mil randomly goes into your account. Is that hard
3
work?
mil comes in and you didn't earn it, right? Like who knows? But wow, well let's have a check at some of the craziest ones here, right?
This is crazy.
So the first one is your boy Tyrese.
Only my homeboys
call me. What films has he been in other than Fast and Furious? I actually don't know.
Bro, I don't even know, man. Fast and Furious 2,
but anyways,
Fast and Furious 3, 4, 5.
yeah, literally everyone. So he bought his daughter. I don't know what his daughter's name is.
Shayla.
He bought her an island.
Yeah, man. An island called.
It's called Love Island. Maybe that's what they use for Love Island. I don't know.
Yo, could you imagine? Yo, that's crazy. A whole island. It says here, priceless.
It is priceless. Well, it's such a weird thing. Like, he's obviously bought it. It's one of those things where he's obviously bought it like kind of for himself and his family.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's just
for
like in
definite.
her name.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's it. All right, the next one's great. We were chatting about this guy before, but the next one is Mason DeSick. I'm gonna flash this picture up because it's just jokes.
Yeah, man.
He looks like such a little bad man.
In it, yeah.
Yeah, he's rocking a $3,000 Versace coat,
Boy.
which I'm not gonna lie, looks whack.
Yeah, mate. It looks like something you could probably get from like somewhere on shop corner type thing. You know where they do the.
Bro, it looks like like those dodgy like Turkish shops.
Yeah,
that sell,
yeah.
like,
That's what I was saying.
it looks like that. It looks.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling that, man. Mason DeSick needs to get a proper stylist.
Facts.
All right, who else is on this list? Princess Charlotte. Oh, interesting.
God, the pram, the 4-wheeler.
Whoa, okay.
2.7.
Nearly 3 bags for a pram.
Man, that's crazy.
Bro, that thing looks like it's come out from the 18th century or something.
Yo, man, they're keeping with the times. Jokes.
That must be expensive though because of its like history, I would assume.
Possibly.
Rather than
What does it say in the
like
description though? A favorite. It's just a favorite for royals and celebrities. Right, I'm gonna go into niche pram creation and manufacturing.
Yeah, just like you pop into Mothercare in it and just buy a buy a $3,000 pram. But bro, you know prams, man. Prams aren't cheap, you know.
You been looking, Kieran?
Don't start rumors like that. Bro, you can buy prams with like proper suspension on them.
Yo, the hydraulics, everything.
And all sorts, man. Yeah, they go up and down and everything. Yeah, like lowriders. No, they don't do that.
But a great investment in a pram must be like cool. Like, I don't know how long do prams last for? Like 3-4 years? I don't know.
I guess a lot of prams get passed down though, like from children to children,
sure, bro.
and like children to cousin. But we're talking about comfy places to sit. Stormy, Stormy Webster,
segue.
Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner's daughter. She has a limited edition chair. It looks like a Cause chair.
Yeah.
Stuffed, made up of stuffed animals by her dad, Travis Scott. Did he make the?
Is he saying he made the chair? Like,
I don't know. I doubt it.
But it's definitely.
But anyways, it's 25k for a chair.
Bro, this chair was like 25 quid.
It's mad. That kid can't even go toilet on its own, and it's got a $25,000 chair. Madness.
Yo, what else is there? There's your boy.
I'd be so disappointed. You know, we talked about like what would you buy your kids with 3 mil. I'd be so disappointed if I asked my kids what they wanted and they wanted a 25 grand chair.
Bro. Yo,
I was like, you better sit in that chair for the rest of your life.
If
you're gonna spend 25, if you're gonna spend 25k on it. All right, what else is up next? The next one is
Diddy's
Justin
son.
Coombs, so P Diddy's son or Diddy, whatever he's called now.
Whatever, yeah, innit? Puff Daddy, P Diddy.
He bought him a 360 grand Maybach,
which is
so
cash.
He goes, I think it's appropriate to give my kids whatever I want to give my kids. I feel the way I raise my children, I don't have to explain to you or anyone else because nobody knows the way I raise my children. So nobody knows the lessons that I taught my children to understand if they are mentally ready for that.
That's fair to say, to be honest. You don't
it's basically don't question my parenting, right?
Yeah, he's definitely saying that because of his outright, like his purchase of 360k on a car for his son. But yo, I guess
thing is, would you like
even
if I got an expensive car? If I got an expensive car, I'd be so terrified to drive it.
It depends on what you're growing up around, right? Like some people grow up around like riding on bikes and stuff. Like I wasn't scared driving like cars. Like
yeah, but driving a 360 grand car is a little different.
Well, I've driven a Bentley.
Yeah,
maybe
I
it
don't know.
wasn't like 360k, but it's still cash, isn't it?
But it's still like would you? But like, what? So if something happened, right? Would you be like really worried and like afraid to, tell your parents that something bad happened, or would you kind of just be like, it happened. What are you gonna do?
Like I bumped the scrape, like I scraped the bumper and all this, right?
Bro. I scratched the rims. Oh my god.
Nah, did you see that happen to Kanye?
Did he?
Yeah, his Maybach. Like I think his assistant or something, like crashed into a Maybach or something mad.
Oh my days. That must be painful.
What about this other car, man? Kim Kardashian's ride.
It's a little mini G-Wagon.
225 quid for that, or is it supposed to be 225,000?
Well, no. I think they. I don't think this website knows how much it was, but I think they're saying the cheapest one you can buy is $225.
Oh,
and the prices go upwards from there. But to be fair, I actually think those like mini car cools are quite cool.
They're sick. They're actually cool.
I wish one could still fit in one. And two, I had a big enough house that I needed a car to drive to another room.
I swear, I used to go into like Toys R Us and just sit in them, like because you'll be able to drive them as well. Some of them.
Yeah.
And I'll just go there, sit in them, and like go for a little spin, bro.
Those were the OG electric cars, by the way.
Yeah, by the way.
They were the OG electric cars. Yeah, I'm sure they do little mini Teslas, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, next up is Chris Clements and Tessa Knox's Bentley Pram.
Oh,
so we're talking about prams.
Bentley, bro.
$450. It is right next to a Bentayga.
Yeah.
The picture, but that Bentley tricycle is $450. Bro, look at that kid's face. That kid is not happy to be on a $450 bike.
To be fair, it doesn't even look that expensive. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it just looks like a
tacky.
It looks like a tricycle that's got this like hood on the top.
Hood on it, yeah, for sure.
It's like they've obviously bought it because of the brand, right? Rather than actually this is functionally better than anything else.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have Chicago West's Crib. I think also used by Blue Ivy had a similar one.
Yeah.
It looks strange. It looks really strange, but it's nearly $4,500. But it looks a bit weird. It just looks like a glass thing with a mattress in it, like a.
Well, yeah. Like I thought it was like looking at the, like Autodesk or something, where you're just looking at the.
Yeah, like a CAD drawing.
Yeah,
of one.
yeah.
But I go, like, look at it. All the kid needs is a comfortable space to sleep, where they're not going to be able to kind of fall off their bed or escape. That's all you need. You don't need to spend $4,000 on a crib. It's chaos, man. These guys are mad.
Just think about how expensive their crib is, like their house.
Yeah. Let's not even think about that. The houses these guys have are completely different level. Next up we have Regine. Is that how you say her name?
Yeah, looks like it.
Regine Carter, which is obviously Lil Wayne's daughter. She got an Evoque, it looks like.
But it also says here, this one was after she received a Ferrari and BMW for a sweet 16th.
What 17-year-old needs 3 cars?
Bro.
I don't get it. What physically can you do with 3 cars?
Literally, that's jokes.
It's mad.
But then, have you seen his car collection? By the way, like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Lil, I have seen that. Yeah, man. You know what? Actually, just speaking of that, you know what I saw the other day? I saw an advert for, and I haven't watched in ages. Was Pimp My Ride, the American one,
days.
With West Coast Customs
Exhibit. Remember that?
Yeah. Exactly. I was like, bro, that program used to be so sick when it was on MTV.
Now it's like every YouTuber goes to like West Coast Customs.
Yeah.
And then.
Well, did you see the phase car they did?
No, I haven't seen that.
All right, well, here's another thing to
add in.
Get on the put in a video. But yeah, they did I think I can't remember which guy from FaZe it is, but they had a one of them owns a Nissan GTR.
Oh, snap.
and they kind of phased up the car.
Yeah.
And they put these Phase Forgiato wheels on it.
Mad.
Bro, they look sick.
Bro, I gotta see this now.
It's got, just search like Phase
Phase
GTR. Bro, it's mad.
Oh, they're hard.
Look
bro.
at the rims as
rims
well.
are
They're
crazy,
sick.
man.
It's got the logo built in, man. That's mad.
That is actually nice. That's sick. And yo, the GTR's not an it's a very underrated car, actually.
It is under it. Well, which everyone will find out on, right?
Yeah,
when they
I
watch
was
the
just
video. Well, spoiler alert, we got a little video coming with a Nissan GTR.
Jeez.
I won't tell you if it's with a real GTR or a fake GTR, but make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss that one. And the final one was Ice-T and Coco. This picture is great. They're a little kid. I don't know. She's just 10 weeks old, and she's rocking them red bottoms. That's mad.
Red bottoms.
That kid looks like the most uninterested kid. Like, what the hell am I wearing?
Yeah, literally. Like, why have you done this to me?
It doesn't make any sense because it's like, bro, that kid's probably gonna need to either throw up, puke, or pee every like 20 minutes.
Don't know, man.
Madness.
Maybe they could make better choices, but you know,
It's crazy.
People have their own money.
But I guess that's the thing at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
It's their money. They've earned it, and they can choose to spend it however they want. As you know, as you know, the same with you and I. You know, choose how we want to spend, the money we earn. So, yeah, like, you know what, you do you. As long as it doesn't harm anyone else, you spend your money on whatever you want. It's calm. But yeah, well, on that note, we'll end up this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Go out and check your bank account now and see picture what number you want it to be at. Yeah. Have you seen that film Now You See Me?
Yeah.
And they do that magic trick in the film where they take people's bank account and they add money into people's bank account. That's a sick scene. Bro. And that's exactly what I hope happens to everyone watching this, and us included. That would be a great turn up for the books.
When we get enough subscribers, we'll do some giveaways.
Why not?
We'll do some giveaways.
Why not? You got to always remember the grind that you came from, right?
Exactly.
And the people that were supporting and subscribing to you back in the early days. But yeah, well, thank you guys for listening and watching this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Hope you guys don't feel too poor listening to all the. I definitely know my bank account feels very inferior to all the numbers that we've talked about. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Make sure to check out both myself and Shamir, all of our socials and stuff. And yeah, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss not only the next podcast episode, but all of the other videos that are coming over the next couple of weeks that we've been working on in the background. So I hope you guys enjoy those ones. And thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.